say, okay, we understand they're Moors like me, and they say Prophet M.S.T.A. And so, you know, we should be listening to them because, you know, we can build a bridge over and we can create, because even though they have differences and not in our jurisdiction, then, you know, we can just kind of overlook some of the things they say so we can come to some common ground and commonality.
No.
That's not what the prophet told. So I decided to go look some of this up and see what the prophet had to say about us and those who are not practicing Islamism the way he taught us to practice. Islam? So I went to think this over, you Moors. The Moors for?
I don't do.
Because he said, if they're not living the clean and moral life, they have not paid his or her dues and assessments. And where do you pay them? Providing, you know what I'm saying? Providing that he or she is working and able, they cannot consider themselves a Moor. So you got to ask them, where are you spending your money?
Checkmate. That's right.
Before I could call you a Moor. I didn't say that. The prophet said, think this over, you Moors.
That's right.
Huh? He said, he called them and he says, but traitors must be excluded from the books.
Come on. They can't get in.
After having trial by the head of their temple. He called them traitors. Who are you holding your hand out and pressing and talking about, oh yeah, I understand where you're coming from?
No, I
prophet called them traitors.
That's right. Benedict gone.
He said it twice. He said, and those who are able, right, and then to subscribe to the uplifting fund and fail to act are not Moors, but traitors.
It's hurting. It's hurting.
If they fail, so Brother Damu's trying to save your life. If they fail, you know what I'm saying, to give to the uplifting fund, they're able. He said they're not Moors, but traitors.
That's usually there you go.
Right? He said, and the penalty for not describing when able towards the uplifting fund is the penalty is embezzlement of the faith of our creed.
The creed? Oh no,
not given to the uplifting fund according to the prophet Noah is embezzlement of the faith of our creed.
Teach, Mo.
All this camaraderie we doing.
What
the prophet said about them ones. Right? The prophet and the prophet has spoken. He did some speaking. And in his speaking he said, embezzlement is his charge. He said, if any leader and head of any temple fails to obey these laws, embezzlement. That's his charge. I don't think that's a light word. That's kind of serious. I mean, if you go to court with that thing on you, you're going to be kind of afraid. Because you may not come out the courtroom. You may just keep right on going, don't pass go, don't collect $200. You get ready to go somewhere.
That's fine. That means they're going to get it when they
prophet has a general law. He spoke there. He said that heads are not to charge for membership or to overcharge for cards. I've heard that somebody in here got that experience. Can I get a hand? Somebody raise their hand. He spoke to that. He spoke to that. Let me say what he said about what happened to you and the people who did that to you. These we camaraderie with. He said, we are not to charge over membership or overcharge for cards, buttons, or for anything issued by the prophet. Those who contribute to either of the preceding are not Moors, but robbers. The prophet was not playing. We must be reading real fast because we must be missing Don't sound like no joke to me. He also called them ambassadors when he talked about all kinds of money. You don't mess with the prophet's money. You do it the way he say do it. And you put it where he say put it. Islam? You know, you have a divine warning from the prophet. He said, if you lose confidence in him, and he always associates that with the temple, if you don't want to be in his temple, he said, turn in your cotton button. Give up your terminal bread to the state where I the prophet found.
Go back, you Negro Scout. That's right. Don't be that black man. Color, whatever you go back.
Do this sound familiar? Watch your enemies, dear Moors. The prophet called them enemies.
That's right. He called them, buddy.
And he said, whoso has been an enemy cannot be a friend. For friend, man is not his own fault. He called him an enemy. Now how can he be your friend?
Make him friends with the
You have to be more careful.
Be more careful. Take it at him.
He said they got eyes to see, but they cannot see. Ears to hear, but they cannot hear. Listen to the found they sin. So if you put the truth up there on a something as big as with your driving theory, love, truth, peace, freedom, just ain't seen it. Because they blind. If you take a bullhorn, go right to their ear and say love, truth, peace, freedom, just ain't gonna hear it because they deaf. Because Allah hardened their hearts. Because he didn't want him around his true Moors. Everybody not supposed to be around you. I'm not saying make enemies. I'm not saying not be friendly. I'm not saying not love. I'm saying you are angels with a job to keep the unbelievers away, to protect the integrity of the holy city of Bethlehem. All signs I'm just putting on the job and letting you know who your enemy is.
You teaching, boy. You teaching now.
That's good teach.
Make them cut deep.
I'm sure y'all familiar with caveat emptor.
Oh, yes, sir.
Talk
about that.
I love that one.
Where he called them smelly corporates.
Right.
And with insidious plans. He called them grinning traitors.
Yes, sir.
He said he called them plotters and purveyors.
Oh, no.
He called them the worst that exists. Come on now. How much did he have to say to tell you who your enemy is and what you trying to do, what you need to do? You got to protect this movement. They got to get right.
That's what I'm talking.
They can't get right, then they got to skip the stepping.
Fast.
Just because they wear fans don't make them a Moor.
That's right.
Just because they have a car don't make them a Moor. Just because they can say the blasphemy, say the name of the prophet, and they don't believe him, most certainly don't make them a Moor.
Nope.
You got to tell them to get right. We can't be agreeing with, I see your point. No, we don't see their point.
I don't see nothing.
They ain't got no point.
I'm saying,
All they can do is die.
get it, baby. That's what I'm talking.
Did he say that?
Stevie Wonder's blind. Keep it.
Come on now. Your prophet said all they can do is die. You supposed to be out there warning them, not trying to come up with some camaraderie. You supposed to be saying, look, boy, you in the wrong place, you doing the wrong thing, and you about to get it from the prophet. I'm sorry, but I can't cross that line. Islam? If you come in my temple, you better not be trying to give out your phone number or don't know. Because the prophet ain't playing. Why are we? This is not a nice guy organization. We got a one-on-one though. Have we been reading it? Well, the prophet said, who represents the lower self? Somebody answer that.
Those who cast out the holy city and
What
those
people
who
represent
accept
the lower
their
self?
teachings.
What people represent the lower self?
Those who cast out the holy city and those who accept their teachings.
Okay. Then the next question is, what is the lower self? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm asking the question on here. What does the lower self breed?
Hatred, hatred, slander, lewdness, murder, death, and everything that harms.
And what is the devil sometimes called?
Lower self.
So you got people who was cast out of the city. You got people accepting their teaching. If they represent the lower self, then they must be talking about their devils. All right, put that together. Let me say it better. Let me say it better. What people represent the lower self?
Those who cast out the holy city and those who accept their teaching.
And what is the devil sometimes called?
The lower self.
Did that make sense now?
Yeah. It's clear.
Is that clear?
Real clear.
Huh? So when you say them poor guys out there, they getting all that bad information and they going off and then we need to look. The prophet said the sheep know the shepherd's voice and the strangers he will not follow. Islam, you tell them the truth because we're supposed to be searching for this like a thirsty man on the desert searching for water. That's what the soul's searching for knowledge. Islam, so if they're thirsty, you show them water, they're supposed to come drink it. Islam, so we don't have to deal, we don't have to sell more signs like a vacuum cleaner. We just put the water out there, they come get it. If they don't come get it from you, they'll go get it from them. And don't worry about it. Because they accepted their teachings, which makes them part of the lower self, and that makes them a devil to us.
Or loose.
They represent the devil.
Or that drag.
Maybe y'all ain't get, let me recap. He said they cannot consider themselves a Moor. He said they're traitors. He said they are embezzlers of the faith of our creed. He said they are not Moors. He said they're the enemy. They're smelly corporates with insidious plans. He said they're corporates. He said they're instructionists. He said they're plotters. He said they're purveyors. He said they're the worst that exists. They represent the lower self, which makes them devils. What are we working with here?
Oh, man, that hurt. Oh, where the big guy? Oh,
I told you where to go look. The prophet said. Islam. At this time, I want to call up a good brother.